Depression, anxiety, grief are very real as an adult, right? Like you can notice when you're starting to feel anxious, when you're starting to feel depressed, when you are in a time of grief, whether it's because you've lost somebody close to you or something traumatic has happened. Imagine that as a child where you're not really sure all of these emotions that you're feeling, but you know that something's wrong. You're not in your state of joy. You're not in your state of calm. You're not in your state of happiness. So I have a book recommendation for you guys. If you are new here, my name is Sophia, and I am a wife. I am a mom of 4 boys, and I am very big on Christian content, but also self-esteem building. I myself have written a book called I Know Who I Am. I actually have it with me. If you haven't, I will leave the link in the description box. But I wrote this book because my oldest struggled with negative self-talk, low self-esteem, and it really was just stressing me out. And it was something that the Lord put in my heart to be able to help him declare and decree, and all kids to be able to really confess who the Lord says that they are. That's just a sidebar. That's just an insert. But I read this book, and you can check it out in one of our, I think it was our latest library haul video, how Jackson found his joy. Oh my gosh. So I read this book, and when I say that it was amazing, it's by Patrice Karst, and it's entitled How Jackson Found His Joy Again. And basically the premise of the book is that this boy, he has bright, vibrant colors around him, and that's how he sees the world, with and people with bright, vibrant colors. But anytime someone's mean to him, he sees bad things on the news, he sees injustices, the colors start to fade until he ends up just being gray. And his parents can tell that something's wrong, and he can tell that something's wrong, but he doesn't have the words to be able to verbalize, hey, this is what I'm feeling. So the parents make the decision to take him to the school counselor, and the school counselor listens and takes in everything that Jackson has to say. And the suggestion is that I want you to go outside, and I want you to focus on one color, just one, and think about how that color makes you feel, as you're walking outside. And Jackson's like, why am I going to do that? That's not going to change any of the circumstances. And he's like, I just want you to focus on one. And as you're focusing on that one, maybe the next day you can focus on another. And so Jackson takes in everything that the school counselor suggests to him, and he decides to go on that journey. And one by one, slowly but surely, he starts realizing the color blue and how it makes him feel, and how, it's in the sky, and the color green, and how he's on a hike, and, that there are all these trees, and what life is bringing in. And he goes through all of these colors. And by the end, the colors come back, and where he once was gray, now there's a vibrancy. Now he's vibrant. He has joy. And I really was reading this last night, like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And at the end, it talks about, basically what depression or anxiety could look like, in a child, or just what grief could look like in a child. And so I'm a huge proponent of therapy. I feel like we all need therapy, and it's important. I, of course, as a Christian mama, and just as a Christian in general, believe in the power of prayer and processing our emotions and bringing all things to the Lord. But I'm telling you, if you're looking for a resource, whether it's for grief or just, how we look at people, how we deal with things, and self-esteem, or just, just transitions, right? Transitions. There are kids that are going through transitions, having to go to a new school, moving away from families, going to a new church, whatever the case may be. And they might be dealing with the loss of joy, might be feeling with grief, might be feeling with sadness. Please, 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 please. This is a great resource. How Jackson Found His Joy Again. If you do read it, please drop in the comments. Let me know what you think if you have read it. But this is amazing. And like I said, selfish plug for my own book. I Know Who I Am children's book. It's available at Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. You can message me and I can even send you a signed copy. And it's basically all about self-esteem building, the truth of who God has called you to be, positive affirmations to encourage young children, middle school age children of who they are, because depression is real, anxiety is real, mental health issues are on such a rise, and we want to be able to tackle this as our children are young with the word of the Lord, but also with resources like this. So if you have any books that you are interested in, or if you're like, I don't even go to the library, but this is really helpful, I feel like I know who this would help, just let me know in the comments and we can have a conversation. All right, guys, bye.